Alright, so we woke up around 6 or 7 o'clock that morning. The sunrise was beautiful. None of us could wait to get on the trail. We had to get all our troop gear and personal gear into our packs, which was very interesting, and they are huge. We took a bus out there. We rode with the other North Carolina and Alaska crews. When we got there, we did some orienteering with the map and compass, making sure we knew we knew what we were doing. So we wouldn't get lost out there. Hiking was okay. We were on a road. It was hot. It was dry, dusty. We weren't used to the weight of the packs or the air. So the hiking really wasn't that great. I mean, the views were absolutely breathtaking, especially on that first day when we just came from Old Flat, North Carolina. Those views were just absolutely breathtaking. And a cool little attraction we got to do on the first day was check out the world's only confirmed fossilized T-Rex track. And I love dinosaurs, so that was awesome. But we got to see, some of the native vegetation, like cactus and stuff like that. So we got to camp. We purified our water bottles. We started getting things done, like putting up bear bags. We cooked dinner, and that night, I believe it was freeze-dried chicken and rice. So, while we were eating, we also saw some deer, which was the first wildlife we had seen when we were out there, which was exciting for me. We did a neat little side hike up to the top of a peak that was beside us, and that was a really fun side hike. We got to see the sunset, which was beautiful. So all in all, we had a pretty darn good first day. Alright, so second day on the trail, we got to go to Indian Writings, and we had a conservation project scheduled for 10 o'clock, but that got pushed to 2, and never even happened in the end because of a storm. So we got to tour and see all the petroglyphs, those things were pretty darn awesome. We got to go see an Indian tap house, a real archaeological dig, where they had found some bones and a fire pit and some other cool stuff from thousands of years ago. The hike there was interesting because most of the rivers were flooded because it was one of the wettest years ever. But the views were really great on the way there and on the way to our next campsite. We had a storm that came up kind of later in the afternoon, and it looked bad, but only rained for a little bit, and then it cleared back up. So we got some great, great views of just those distant mountains across the forest. So views that day were just top-notch. As far as the wildlife goes, we did get to see some really cool mountain lion tracks, and I had never seen big cat tracks before, ever. So those mountain lion tracks were awesome. And all in all, that was probably one of my favorite days between the petroglyphs and the views and those mountain lion tracks. It was just a really, really great day of hiking. Alright, so day 4 was probably everyone's least favorite day. When we woke up, it was pretty cold. We had granola for breakfast. The trail was terrible. The trail was absolutely terrible. We took a wrong turn, which basically took us on like a plus 4 mile long cut. Up and down, and up and down, and up and down. So we were way behind schedule. We had lunch at Metcalf Station, and Metcalf Station was cool, but we were just so far behind schedule, and we got stuck on a ridge during a lightning storm. So we were sitting there in lightning position while it was hailing and raining, and like the lightning was right on top of us. So I thought I was gonna die. After we all got soaked, everything got soaked. We got into camp at Rich Cabins at like 8 o'clock that night, and it was just absolutely terrible. I just wanted to curl up in a ball and die that day. Alright, so the next day, everyone was still sore from that terrible Rich Cabins day. Robert was still suffering from the ankle injury he sustained while going uphill on Rich Cabins. So, we were really de-energized, we were all sore, we were all tired, we were hiking really slowly. We got hailed on, lots of interesting stuff happened that day. Wasn't the best of days, just because we'd had that really, really rough day before. But we pulled through. We ended up breaking off into 2 groups at the end, and one group went with personal gear and set up camp, the other group came in later with the troop gear and rest of the stuff, to already set up camp, which was really nice. And it was just, it wasn't the best day, but it was a really, really good team building experience, in my opinion. All right, so today we were hiking to our campsite, which was right at the base of Baldy, called Copper Park, and we had a rest stop on the way. No one really knew what we were gonna be able to do there. We heard it was pretty neat. So the hike to our rest stop was not bad at all. It was actually really cool. The rest stop was awesome too. We got paid for gold. We got to work with a real blacksmith, and we got to tour a mine, and all of that stuff was really awesome. But the hike to Copper Park was 100% uphill, and the terrain was like evil. It was nothing but rocks all the way up. But it was only like a mile, and when you got there, you had a beautiful view of just that top of Baldy, and everyone was kind of like, "Wow, we're here," because we had been seeing it from a distance that whole time, and it didn't really sink in that day until that day that we were at Baldy. We were right there. So that was a really, really fun day. It was a good morale booster after those last 2 hard days, but it was a great day. Alright guys, day 6 on the trail was Baldy, and this was kind of what we had all been waiting for. That's it's one of the main things that you really, really want to do if you go to Philmont. So we woke up at normal time, actually a little bit earlier, so we could get up there before the afternoon, and that way we wouldn't get stormed on or anything. But it was just absolutely beautiful. I mean, everything up there, you could see everything for miles and miles. You were at the highest point, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was just so cool up there, right before the peak. And I did shoot a quick video of us reaching the peak of Baldy, and I can let you see that clip right now.
We did it! Oh. All alive. All is well. Mr. Dry! Give me a sign! Okay. We're all alive. We did it! Alright, so this is obviously Baldy Mountain. 12,500 feet of elevation in New Mexico from the Moscow Ranch. And we finally made it to the top.
So the view from the top of Baldy was just absolutely incredible. It was great seeing everyone was so excited that we finally reached the top. And after Baldy, we got to go down in elevation to Baldy Town, which was a place that had showers, they had fresh fruit, they had all this great stuff. They even had little chipmunks that came there to steal their fresh fruit. So Baldy Town was really, a great kind of relaxation point after that Baldy day, and that was just probably one of the highlights of my trip, and I'm sure everyone else's trip. Alright, so this next day was just kind of a rest after hiking Baldy, and we saw some wild turkey in the morning. We saw some great views on the hike, and then we ended up seeing some mule deer up close and personal in the morning also, so I got some videos of those. And here they are. If you didn't already know, there's 2 species of deer at Philmont, mule deer and white-tailed deer. And we saw only mule deer on our trek, but there were some white-tailed mounts in the hunting lodge, which we got to see. So I know there are white-tails there. It could have to do with the season, but it was pretty cool to see those deer. Alright, so day 8 on the trail was what everyone was kind of dreading, and the same time waiting to get over with, because it was 12 miles and up and down hills and stuff like that. And I only have 2 pictures from this day because I was so dang tired the whole time. But we got through this day, we pushed through, we had a good pace, and we made it through. This was kind of the second hump day of our journey, the first being Baldy, and it was just very, very strenuous hiking, but we did it, and that's all that really matters. And after that, it was, all basically downhill, or so we thought. Okay, so trail day 9, it was right before Truth of Time. I think we're all just ready for that hike, and I didn't journal anything for this entire day at all. I just wrote, today was pretty easy except for we got lost once and it added around 2 miles. That was all I wrote for this entire day. So, here's the pictures from today, and this was just basically getting our minds ready for Truth of Time. I think that, personally, the last day was probably my favorite. It was just absolutely amazing. Tooth of Time was great. Tooth of Time was incredible. The view was spectacular. It was the last day. We didn't have to put up tents. That night, we were going back to base camp. It was just really, really, really great. All of it, the entire Tooth of Time experience was, all of it was stellar. It could not have been better. I was very, very, very happy on that last day. I think everyone was kind of, we could look back and see where we had come from, and it was kind of a very sentimental time for everyone, I think, standing up on Truth of Time, looking out across Philmont, and just seeing how far we had come, and looking out across that beautiful country. And so the hike, we hiked back down to base camp that day after Truth of Time, and, it was kind of an interesting hike because we were all very ready to get home, and it took about 2 hours. But you know what? We did it. We got there. We got back to base camp, and I can't explain enough how awesome that entire experience was. It brought all the boys close together. It was just a really, really great experience, and I'm so proud of our entire crew for doing this together, and maintaining a good, we were like a family the whole time.
Alright, so here is
and
the top of the Tooth of Time.
I would definitely recommend Philmont to anyone who is wanting to hike, or make good friends, or loves animals, anything like that. Philmont is the place to go.
Pretty awesome up here.
But at the end of the trek, we ended up doing
100
oh my god, 5 miles, I believe it was. And we had come so much, because the itinerary said 80, and we had come 25 miles farther than we should have because of all the side hikes we took and things like that. But so proud of everyone who did this, and I know we all had a great time. So that was our Philmont experience. Comment how you thought Philmont was, and please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more. This is the Wild Report, signing out.